China, for example, recently marked the start of its 12th five-year growth plan. Details of this plan suggest that urbanization, a growing middle class, increased consumer purchasing power, and intensified infrastructure requirements in China will lead to continued strength in commodity consumption. This chart shows how China's consumption of natural resources has grown over the past 2 decades. As seen in the chart, China barely registered as a commodity consumer as recently as 1990. But since that time, China has emerged as the leading consumer by far of almost every commodity. This efficient frontier graph shows the maximum return a portfolio allocated between stocks and bonds is likely to generate for any given level of risk. As the chart clearly demonstrates, adding a moderate allocation to a global natural resource equity strategy can effectively improve the risk-adjusted return profile of the portfolio, thus making it more beneficial for investors.
So let me start with the equity markets. So I'm going to ask Tony and maybe Patricia, you could start. From an equity point of view, what's your outlook for the global markets in 2012?
Well, Martin, my expectation is that during 2012, we probably will see somewhat more volatility in emerging markets simply because the resolution of the European crisis has not come in yet, and therefore this lack of resolution, this lack of resolve will mean that there will be plenty more upheaval and writing in emerging markets as well.
Cleo, can you articulate the benefits to the short-term tactical, long-term strategic approach and how that's managed in different market environments?
Sure. We still believe the Harmony portfolio should be anchored based on a set of strategic asset allocations. However, we also want to take advantage of the short-term price trend and sector rotation opportunities offered by the tactical asset allocation model.
Europe's debt crisis took a turn for the worse when now Spanish banks actually have access to this much money.
I think technically isn't the Globe and Mail a liberal newspaper, so therefore it's worse than the New York Times in terms of whether or not I pay attention to it.
My approach starts with screening companies that are growing their dividend and paying their shareholders an increasing dividend each and every year. That's a very powerful strategy for clients who are not just looking for income, but actually clients are looking for capital growth over time.
AGF Investments' team of seasoned investment professionals manages our diversified family of investment mandates that span the globe within the equity, balanced, fixed income, and specialty asset categories.
Investment management is all about philosophy, process, and people. At AGF, we make sure that we get the people part of the equation right.
My retirement is traveling the world and hitting all 7 continents.
My retirement is about enjoying the simple pleasures of life as a girl about town.
My retirement is a culinary world tour. I would fly to Hong Kong for dim sum, then to PEI for lobster, and for dessert, maybe some snow cones in Antarctica.
My retirement is skiing the world's mountains in search of powder.
My retirement is returning to some of the remote areas I visited for work to teach the young there and inspire them to follow their dreams.
What's your retirement?
AGF is about to launch an exciting new way for you to access your office desktop, programs, and files from any computer or mobile device, anywhere. My Desktop Anywhere will change the way you see and use your desktop. It will help you make your time more productive, working at the office, at home, or out of the country. With My Desktop Anywhere, your desktop, programs, and files are now stored on a centralized server, allowing you to access them anytime from anywhere.